Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the planet Earth's most relevant newscast. Broadcasting from Sector 17G in the southwestern corner of the Milky Way galaxy, we present to you a program that is a strange combination of newsworthy and non-newsworthy. Funny at times and extremely non-funny at others. Ladies and gentlemen, Earthlings and Mooners, may we present to you Valemount Live.
Welcome, viewers. My name is Jody Newham. I want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. I know it's 2 weeks away, but you never know when death may snatch you away. Speaking of away, tonight I'm filling in for anchor Coulter Beeson, who's devoting the rest of his life to monastic studies in the Himalayas. I'm told he should be back next week. Tonight we have a tolerably decent show for you. It would have been amazing, but for some unfortunate cancellations at the last minute. Still, you won't want to miss it. Knowing you, it will probably be the best thing to happen to you in a long time. Tonight's main feature is an interview with Nancy Taylor of Dunster. Nancy has been working as a counselor for many years, but recently she decided to go back to school. Andru McCracken will speak to her about her desire to become re-educated. Correspondent McCracken has the gumption to ask our guest her age. As usual, correspondent Zachary Schneider will be joining us with his celebration of birthdays. And our special musical guest is Raghu Lokanathan. He may be playing songs from his new album, Blue Girl. But we'll begin our program with the news. First up is an interview with Kate Felmark and Rylan Battensby, who had a great showing at the Barrier Fall Fair.
Me and Rylan and Melanie and Kelsey went down to the Barrier Fall Fair, and Rylan won first in junior bull riding, and he won $250. And I won first in halter and first in showmanship, which was part of the show, which was in the light horse show. In halter, you gotta make your horse look pretty. You gotta present pretty good. You gotta clip up. You gotta clip them. You gotta shave their legs, just on the back of their legs. Up. They have to make them a bridle path. You gotta put on a leash. You put on a really pretty halter with silver on it. It has to be leather, and with a leather chain, with leather strap, and then a chain.
So what's next for you? Anything coming up this fall, or?
No more this year, but next year I'm gonna go to quite a few more shows. And Mel and Kelsey did pretty good down in the thing. They did barrel racing, pole bending, and goat tying. Risa Mearsman went down there, and she did really good down in the light horse show too.
Yeah, I went down to the Barrier Fall Fair.
What transpired?
What?
What transpired? What happened?
Well, I entered my name in junior bull riding, and I didn't think I'd win because I only rid the mechanical bull. That was my first time riding a real bull, and so I rid the I rid the mechanical bull a couple years before, and I did really good on it. And my friend said I should go in bull riding, so I did, and I won.
How long were you on for?
I was on for about I think the clock stopped at 12 seconds. They fell off pretty hard when at the end of 12 seconds. He bucked me off pretty hard, and one kid just really broke his arm pretty good. I would do it again. They invited me back next year.
There are two morals here. First, if your friends dare you to do something extremely dangerous, consider the rewards if it actually works out, and you don't walk away with a broken arm or long-term brain damage. The second moral is that Valemount kids kick butt at bull riding. Heck, just getting down Fifth Avenue can be a hair-raising bronco ride. That brings us to our next segment. Reporter Andru McCracken asks Economic Development Officer Silvio Gislimberti why the village is wasting money on Fifth Avenue, and Silvio calls Andru fat. We have a brief report from our Economic Development Officer, who will provide us with a timetable of the ongoing downtown revitalization project.
Silvio, thanks for coming in.
Hey, Andrew.
Welcome to
I'm
VCTV.
happy to be here. That's really good. Thank you.
Okay, great. What's your official position, or how are you helping out in the downtown revitalization?
Because I had submitted the application. Of course, the other role that I play is really to make sure that I submit all the schedules, time schedules, payments, and so on, also to the funding agencies.
As briefly as you can, why is the village wasting all of this money on this project?
It is not that federal government or provincial government say, Village of Valemount, here's $1 million, do whatever you want to do with it. the allocation is predefined by the different funding agencies. And it's always, it's the taxpayers that really fund all the different projects.
Is it?
It is.
No, I've never understood that. This is from Ottawa and Victoria. That's not my money.
No, it's, of course, it's your money. It's how it's subdivided, right? When you make your income tax statements at the end of the year, and then,
I don't file income tax statements, so I guess maybe it's your money.
Okay, then it's my money. So I make some payments, of course, and and it's divided into the different levels. So you've got the provincial part, you've got the federal part, and so on.
Right.
And then, of course, property taxes. The property taxes in a small community, they cannot really support all these kind of projects. So that's why small municipalities, they have to make sure that they get some extra funding. The great thing about the downtown revitalization project here, and let me go back a little bit to history. I like to talk about long things.
It's going to be a long interview, folks.
60 years ago, right? The real downtown core of Valemount was on the east side of the train tracks. 1967, Highway 5 was brought in the middle of the valley, so cutting the valley in two. And suddenly, everything that used to be outside of town, like the cemetery, the old gas station right now is Pepe's Restaurant, or the old high school, they happen to be then in the middle of the town. Best example would be the cemetery, right? You almost are trying to create that downtown that historically we didn't have, because it's something that grew out from, because a highway was put in. In a way, it strengthened the sense of village and community by creating that. And of course, I know not everybody's really happy with the pedestrian-friendly concept, but in a way, that's what we're trying to do.
I really have a problem with parking downtown.
Yeah.
As I don't know how I'm going to do my groceries, because you know where I live, right, further up Fifth Avenue. So when I do my groceries, I like to bring my logging truck.
Okay, yeah.
And it just seems it's going to be too tight for me. And further, the worst part of it is that the parking lot is now farther away from the front door of the IGA. So I've got to walk more.
That makes you
What's
walk
the
a little
upside?
bit. Yeah, the upside is it's going to be healthy for you, right? And provincial government is fighting obesity, so it's another way of doing it, making you walk a little bit longer and farther distances, right?
What is the timeline? How long?
It will take for another 2 or 3 weeks to finish all the sidewalks. There's also going to be vertical type of structures in all along those lots where right now there's no buildings. Okay, so for instance, where the Home Hardware, where they've got their storage external site.
Yeah.
There's going to be a type of sidewalk or between.
I don't understand what you mean by vertical.
Little walls. Just
I
little walls.
see. I see.
And they're kind of covered with a type of stonework. So they also keep on going with the concept of the type of mountain community: stone, rock, log building, wood, and so on.
Right. So it'll match the field building.
In a way, yes, of course it will. It will. The fields building comes all the way to the property, so probably we cannot do anything there.
Right.
But in some other places, yes, we can do that. Right?
I know a guy with a backhoe if you wanted to move that building back.
Okay, yeah. That building, there have been some issues with that building, but again, don't forget, small towns, right? Sometimes if anybody makes a proposal to do something, councils are almost in a position where they almost feel blackmailed, right? Either you allow something or you don't get that additional piece of, let's call it, development, economic activities, and so on. So I think it's hard to judge those kind of type of buildings, projects, and developments. But I think
I don't find it hard to judge at all.
But now when the time will become stronger, because I think in this case, government has shown an important step looking forward by creating that pedestrian area. I think in the future the town is a little bit in a stronger position and can request when somebody comes in with a new project or proposal, say, yes, but we're now looking at a little bit higher standards.
Right.